What's up, world, and welcome back to another episode of Mix and Chat. I'm your boy JaVie, here with my boys D-Lo.
Yo, what's up?
And Cha-Cha.
What up, what up, what up?
Omega Green is off tonight. Y'all ready to do this?
Yes, sir.
Let's get into it. All right, so Cha-Cha, how you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling grand. I'm in the building as usual. Superman's always in the building.
Hey, all right.
Surf.
That's what's up.
D-Lo, how you feeling?
I'm doing pretty good today, man. So,
We love that.
a little interesting thing that happened at work today.
Do tell.
I was about to say the same thing. Literally gonna say the same thing.
Well, you know, we get rated on like our quality. Like we're technically supposed to be at a 99%.
Mm-hmm.
At the lowest.
Mm-hmm.
And this whole time I've been sitting there because me and this other person from our training group, we got in there later than everybody, than the people in our training group. We got there late.
Okay.
So we haven't had access to like the quality stuff that we can check for our quality. But we got it today.
Okay. How did that go?
A lot better than I thought I did. Because I was sitting there, I thought I was messing up a whole bunch of stuff, but now I'm at 100%.
Hey!
So-
Congratulations!
They just ain't caught up to you yet.
Right.
He's on the run. He's on the run.
That's what's up.
Don't look back, D-Lo. Don't
good
look
day.
back.
You know, of course, we got some big things to talk about with UK ball. So
Yes, BBN all day, baby.
And night for a lifetime.
Whole
So-
life.
yeah, we got some big things to talk about that, and we got some upcoming things to talk about that. So
All right.
All right. How about you? How you feeling?
yeah,
I feel great. I got some great news today. I actually got it in confirmation, so I can mention it. I was promoted in my position. Well,
Hey.
not promoted in my position. I got another position, which is a big promotion for me.
Okay.
And I'm excited. I start at the end of the month, and they I gotta go take my drug test tomorrow, and they already submitted for my background check. So
Okay.
I'm ready to go.
Get money.
Get
money.
Yes, and
We're gonna have to get out here and do some
I'm excited.
celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we all are having a good week.
yeah. Plus,
Yeah.
if things keep heading this way, we're about to get caught up finally to be where we need to be. So
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I know
things
that's
are
right.
looking up. So
The only bad thing that's going on is this weather
man,
and the wildfires.
It's the weather is curving, but it's coming back. It ain't
Yeah.
done. It's not done by a long shot.
yeah, I think Saturday, Friday is supposed to rain. Friday night is supposed to rain, and then I think Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the lowest is supposed to be is like 5 to 1 degree.
Yep.
So
Long John.
And
I'm
the
hoping-
highest is 17 and 19.
I'm hoping that the
Right.
rain will kind of dry or kind of like.
And they want me to dress up.
Yeah. Get your
I'ma
trench
have-
coat out.
You know, I'm going to have these sweatpants underneath my dress pants.
There you go. There
Hey, you gotta
And
stay
I
warm.
can see-
And then when I get to
warm,
work,
you know what I
I
mean?
might take the sweatpants off, but
Yeah.
probably not.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I think as long as the rain kind of like settles before it gets that cold, because
It'll be
it's
good.
supposed to be
Yeah.
like 47, and the lowest is supposed to be is like 40.
We do not need another freeze.
Yeah.
Boy.
And
Jack
I'm just
Frost.
now getting ice up off the
You
off
know
the
what?
porch and
Oh my
everything.
gosh.
Side Street still covers.
Still
Yeah.
swerving. Fish
Yes.
tailing.
All right, well, when we come back in just a second, we're going to open up the floor to Cha-Cha. Cha-Cha's got something great to talk about, and y'all stay tuned. We'll be back in a second.
Buckle up. All right, America, we back. So let me get into what I have for you today.
Right.
So Joe Biden, he's going out like boys to men. He's coming to the end of the road. But he's going out, yeah. Now that he's come to the end of the road, he's going out like a soldier. So he announced an additional $600 million in student loan forgiveness.
Ooh.
And so and you thought it was over, but no, he going out. He letting people out of jail. He doing it all.
I need to get a piece of that because I didn't get it the first 2 tabs he threw it out there.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I slept on that first one, but I'm
Thank you, Biden.
Yeah, so
We love you, Daddy.
so
No.
let's who it impacts. Yeah, we love you, Joe Biden.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't be walking off in Amazon though. We don't do that.
No, thank you.
So it says that it marks his final student loan forgiveness action before he leaves the White House. The relief impacts defrauded borrowers and borrowers on the income-based plan. So the defrauded borrowers, I found this interesting, are the ones that got an education from DeVry. Apparently, it says there'll be the over 600 million in debt cancellation for over 4,550 borrowers on income-based plans and 4,100 borrowers who the department found were defrauded by DeVry University. I hadn't heard anything about that.
I actually looked into them when I was thinking about going back to school, and I'm glad that I did.
See, my student loans got taken away because I went to ITT Tech, so they took my.
They removed them. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that is what's up.
Yeah. A lot of people didn't. A lot of people wasn't so lucky, but mine wasn't that much.
Financial aid money that they gave me,
I know.
and I had the extra, and I had spent that. I know that's right. I know that's right. Free money.
We got shopping. Let's go shopping. Let's go shopping.
But my question on the student loan forgiveness, which I probably need to look up, is if you didn't actually get the degree. I dropped out, just the full transparency. I dropped out, so I didn't get the degree, but I still have student loans. Do they still forgive those too?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Because I'm trying to go back to school.
That's not a criteria whether or not you graduate.
But I'm talking like my student loans is thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
It's only like $800. But forget that, please, because that's rent.
We're going to kick you back out there like a soccer ball. Get on back into the field and play. Yeah. But so it says that the student loan debt relief under Biden brings it to $188 billion for 5.3 million borrowers. It follows a series of debt relief actions earlier this week, including a $4.5 billion in relief on January 15th, and for defrauded borrowers, $4.2 billion in relief.
We need a clap sound bite right there.
I know it. Bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo, Biden. Bravo.
Do your thing. We
Funk
appreciate
what you heard. Funk what you heard.
What you said. I
Funk
like
what
it.
you heard. He let his son. I'm not letting my son take that charge.
Fact.
Go on out like a soldier, man. Forget what they're gonna talk about you anyway.
And
Biden.
They already talking.
And this is what I don't understand. So the Democrats are all about following the norms, right? The Republicans are all about the loopholes.
Okay.
When it works for them. But when Democrats try to finally use loopholes, the Republicans they clutch their pearls. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they was all talking about like what Trump and them was running the campaign on. Like, Biden's been using the DOJ and all them for political gain. What do you think you did when you went for Hillary Clinton? What do you think you did when you went for Joe Biden's son?
Facts.
That's crazy.
Facts.
You know what I mean? But now he pardoned his son, and they start clutching the pearls, and he was like, "Oh, he said that he wasn't going to do that."
Yeah. You know what? Screw him.
Yeah.
You know, what they gonna do to him?
What person in their right mind? It's their last term. You brought his son up on some charges, on some Trump charges.
Facts.
And he was saying that
you're not going to pardon him. You got the power. You going to tell me you ain't going to do that?
Plus, he said was what they're trying to punish him. People get less for that. It's like a slap on the wrist. He's not gonna let his son go to jail or prison for stuff that people get off for. But even if he don't really believe that, even if that's not what he believes, screw him. What they gonna do?
Yeah.
What they gonna do? I'm going out like a chick.
Like I said, he's walking off into the Amazon.
Man, exactly. Watch out for that anaconda.
He's gonna walk away from this presidency.
What was he doing out there anyway?
Yeah.
Who put that together?
Like he's gonna walk away from this presidency and probably not get heard from again. He's just gonna retire from a bit somewhere.
I actually got an email today about that because I have student loan debt too, and so they put that on hold because there's an injunction going on for right now. If you're in that SAVE plan, he's got a forbearance plan, and then there's a Biden SAVE plan, and I didn't even know I was in the Biden SAVE plan. I filled out something just to consolidate what I had and to get a lower payment I had student loans through two different financial institutions, and it took those two, paid those off, and put it in one, and I haven't had to pay because of the forgiveness plan. So we all that's what it said. It said just sit still while he hangs out with Boys to Men, and you just sit back and you sing right along with him.
I know that's right.
We belong together.
But
Don't think I won't.
But there's been some instances, like on the last forgiveness, that I've seen the people. What happened? Like this one dude, he borrowed money. So what happened is after that, he ended up having to pay all that money back. So
dang.
Yeah, and that was like several thousands of dollars.
It was like 15,000. I seen something about that. Yeah, he actually paid his student loans off, but he also used the money for other things.
Yeah.
He used the money for other things. So now with his student loan being paid off, now he's got to start all over again.
Yeah.
He's got to start all over again, and that's crazy. So,
dang.
but not only did Biden drop $600 million for this debt forgiveness, did you all see his address about beware of the oligarchies?
The oligarchy, yeah.
Oligarchy in America,
See, the thing about
on the Raid TV show, she kind of explained to you, like showed you what it was.
Yeah.
What's her name?
On
what is it? The Raid?
Yeah.
The Readout.
The
Readout. Yeah.
On MSNBC.
Yeah.
But
the host of that show, she's good. I like her.
Yeah, I like her and the guy that comes on before her.
I know who you're talking about.
But so the thing about the oligarchy is it's always been in the fabric of America. Going like not always like since the start of the democracy,
it's always been something that they fought away.
But it's been a thing, I would say, since we'll say the 70s. You know what I mean? Or the 60s, like something like that.
After the Great Depression.
Right. But so the thing is about that is it's always been in place, but now it's out in the open.
Yeah, it's in your face.
Yeah, right. Now it's like it's
hiding in plain sight, ain't that what they say?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And the thing about it is the president didn't have anything to do with it, so we thought. But this right here is different. He's got Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Elon Musk and
Bezos.
And
Jeff Bezos.
They all have a spot in the front row of the inauguration. They're going to be sitting right up there with him.
That's crazy to me.
And there's just Elon Musk. He's got a spot in the White House.
Yeah,
he's got a position, and so he can.
The
most powerfulest billionaire. He's going to affect how we think. He's gonna have a serious influence on how we think, the decisions we make.
Not just things with being beside him, but he's gonna be he might be taking over TikTok.
Right.
Well, that and his new his actual department is the Deutsche department, and they're basically trying to clean up the debt. Basically, they're trying to
wipe out these student loans. Make school free.
Like the one thing that Trump always said that he wanted to do was take out the Board of Education.
He's not even going to write. He's not even going to. That's not even going to be a topic of discussion for him. He's not even focused on that.
And not even that, the Republicans don't want that because that takes away money from the banks and that they have interest in.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they don't want the student loans.
This is wild.
That's not gonna be like one of his main campaign.
And then on
rallies.
top of that, they're taking away the which is, I would say, like the malware as far as like where they're able to just put out any type of news as far as like
fact checking,
like the hate speeches, fact checking, all that is going away from all the social media.
Zuckerberg from Facebook, he already
took it away.
Yeah, you can promote yeah, he's trying to the cover up is he's trying to promote free speech.
Yeah.
But it's not about
but you
what
just
you're
taking
able
it
to
back.
say. It's about what you say that you're able to say.
And then how much of a effect that has on actual lives.
Right.
And people
Right.
in the real world. Like, you can say anything, oh, this happened, and then you got a million people saying, okay, this happened, let's go after these people.
Right.
And the situation not even be
Right.
real.
Right. Right.
Because then
And
you're
so,
putting-
yeah.
It's like
'Cause then-
AI of the world.
'cause then-
AI is crazy like that too.
Because then you're putting in the power of these white supremacist groups saying whatever the hell they want on social media,
So
which
now-
which they need to be on the domestic terrorist list anyway.
Right.
You're not fact checking AI now? Because AI is able to, you can make anything, you can make anybody say anything with AI. We're not fact checking that.
Right.
No, and that's another thing too.
But they're gonna fact check it if it comes out of Trump's mouth.
And that's another thing too that they're trying to that it's kind of like California. What they try to do was they made a law to where you couldn't use a celebrity in a AI generated video.
Right.
They
Ice
made
Cube
that
already
against-
said he's gonna sue.
Yeah.
If his face shows up, he's gonna sue.
So
Ice Cube.
I know that's right.
So
He said he's gonna sue
but
if his face shows up.
with that, it's freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Doors are open off the hinges. What
And
doors?
And the thing about it is that people think that they try to take that freedom of speech to the highest of highs, thinking that there are no consequences, and that's just not the truth. But with this right here, it's gonna limit the consequences that people are gonna face because they'll have the right to say scandalous things, lies.
Well, you know what? They're not really worried about that because they're only interested in what the Constitution says when it works for them.
Right.
Yep.
Right. And that
Yep.
but that was the part that didn't protect them as far as drawing in rioters and hate crimes.
Yeah.
Is that's it's my freedom of speech. No, yeah, you have the right to say it, but when it affects other people, we got to punish you.
Yo.
You know, and so now that it's going to lessen the ability for the law to do what it's meant to do to fight that part of it, the hate crime.
Man, knock on wood, y'all. But when I start hearing stuff like that, my mind goes crazy in like scenario form. Like, now it's making me think like he's got these people of power and wealth beside him to funnel him money to do his biddings. As far as like he's about to go after, he's going after Greenland. He's going after the what's it called?
Canada.
The Pangea, Pandora,
Oh.
whatever he's
Panama.
going after. Panama, yeah. He's going after those places. But now he's got the backing
Really?
as far as the money to do it. Because he's can pay for other people to come over and help him take over these places.
Yeah.
He can, and then he's gonna have the free reign of all social media.
Well, and every single person that we mentioned
It's crazy.
has already donated $1 million to his inauguration fund.
Now
Oh,
they're
man,
free
he's
to
got-
speak on things like LGBTQ is an illness and other things like that. Like, that's crazy. They shouldn't be able to just post that stuff because now you're going to have people going around actually like trying to institutionalize like people that are LGBT, kids that are wanting, like, not kids, but like teens and people that know that they're misgendered as far as like who they feel like they are inside. Like,
I identify
as this, so I want my appearance to be that.
So you're gonna
You're gonna turn them and pretty much say, "Oh, it's an illness. We need to institutionalize in a mental institution."
It can happen.
Or it's going to put the script like he did in
this is
during
scary.
COVID when he kept saying all that China virus and all that stuff that he kept blaming everything on China, and so it created a lot of violence towards
Hate crimes.
the Asian.
And now you can't
communities.
say, "Oh, I'm moving to Canada to get away from it," because this man's trying to get Canada.
Yeah, and you can't say
you moving to France because they over there trying to get France to be on their side
and
too.
you can't say you're going to Greenland, which is actually one of the best places to live.
Man, I'm telling you, you
It's
can't
on
get
top
away
of the
from
list.
it. You
But
move to Russia, you're gonna be with somebody just like Trump. You move to China, you're gonna be with somebody just like Trump. Where we gotta go? Australia.
Trump's
Did
been
he-
working on this for 4 years for the time.
He knows exactly what
He's been
going
working
for.
on this. Yeah, he's been behind closed doors. With
no, he's been working on this for
Zuckerberg.
8 years.
I'm not
No,
trying
I'm
to
talking
steer
about
y'all.
after he lost. After he lost,
Yeah.
he's been working on this plan. He saw what he did wrong.
Yeah.
Like I said, COVID slowed him down, and but now, you know, he was able to get allies, the rich to join in with him.
Yeah.
Not like before.
Yeah.
Now he's got
Well, he's been working. He's 8 years working on his base.
Yeah.
Starting with his little soldiers, going all up to his money.
And January 20th, the day that this podcast is posted, this episode is posted, is the day we will find out. No, let me rephrase that. Is the day that we flushed around and are about to find out.
Mark, I'll be off Martin Luther King Day.
I'm not trying to scare y'all listeners, but be prepared for anything. Yeah. Anything. It can go good, it can go okay, it can go bad, and it can go dire.
Yeah.
So be prepared for anything.
Yeah. I honestly don't see anything unless you're rooting for that side. I don't see anything.
Even if you're rooting for that side, be prepared. My thing is, even if you're rooting for that side, be prepared for anything, because you're going to soon find out that they're not about you either.
Right. Oh, yeah.
They don't care about the people. They just needed you
to
do their bidding as far as getting them there.
Well, and see, and that's the thing, though. And that's how he's going to flip it, because he's either chance he's going to get. Even if his polls go down to where people don't like what he's doing, he's still going to end up blaming it on the Democrats.
Yeah, but now, but the thing is,
but that ain't going to be acceptable.
Yeah,
it's not going to be acceptable because he can only ride that. He can only ride that for the first 100 days.
Yeah, and then you done got these people out of office. Yeah, you are full Republican. Yeah, everything right now.
This is your team.
You've even got the seats on the justices as of right now.
Yeah.
Well, unless he flips it to where
he got all that,
the Republicans that will side with the Democrats on that thin margin in the House and the Senate,
he gonna have to remove them from those seats.
That's what he's gonna end up doing. Right. He'll pump up his base to get them out of there.
My thing is, I feel like in 2 years it can go really good as far as Democrats taking back over by him showing us over the next 2 years what he's really about, or it can go really bad by more people getting on his bandwagon and them voting in more Republicans.
Yeah. Yeah.
Terrified. But January 20th, we have fudged around and we about to find out what this man's about. But in the meantime and in between the time, they've been having the Senate hearings for his administration that he wants to come in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Senate confirmation hearings is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Pete Hegseth had his. I didn't really watch it, so I really want to get into him. And then that one Bondi lady that was skirting around all the questions. And shit.
Yeah, I watched both of them.
How was they?
They both skirt around the Democrat questions.
Well, the one we seen with Miss Bondi, they asking her if
did Joe Biden win the election?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then they kept asking him
who won the election for 2024, and she says Joe Biden is the president. 2020. For 2020.
Yeah, they was
Joe Biden is the president.
Yeah, and that's all they'll say. They won't say they'll acknowledge him being the president, but they won't say he won.
Makes my head hurt.
Wild.
And then
this is what we about to have.
And then what was the quote that Pete Hegseth kept saying that he wanted to bring the FBI back to? But it's basically a merit, like a kind of like a merit
system.
Yeah. So basically, it's like you get chosen for your merits. He don't have a merit for that position,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like
you don't have the credentials to be in that position.
Even in the military, he only commanded at like a 40-person squad. I did it at Amazon.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like
I did it in ROTC in high school, and those people are much worse to try to manage. You know what I'm saying?
Like
you got people in the back trying to smoke cigarettes, and you try to scream, "Hey, attend!"
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, so yeah,
give me 4 laps, push-ups,
and then because his whole thing was they kept saying that he was he's a bad alcoholic.
And he is. You can tell it in his face.
But even when he was sitting there, because he was trying to mention his kids, right? And like he like stumbled on his kids' names, which I mean, don't get me wrong, my dad mixed up me and my brother for years.
Facts.
You know, he called me Richard. He called my brother Daniel. You know what I mean? Like
Facts.
it's one of those things that he was like, and he kind of laughed at him and said, he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's a lot of kids." But it was like, bro, like you didn't mix them up. You said the wrong name.
It wasn't even one of the kids' names.
Yeah.
Like, how you do that?
Oh, that's just suspect. It's
Yeah.
just,
And I'm not gonna lie to y'all. In the first campaign ever for Trump to be president, not ever, but like the first time he ran and lost to Joe Biden, because he lost that and Joe Biden became president, since the Republicans don't want to say it apparently. There were some things that Trump said the first time that I was like, okay, he's kind of making sense. Like, I did not vote for Trump, but like, it almost made it like, okay, we've had all these politicians in office. Mm-hmm. It was almost refreshing to not have a politician until you seen the type of person that he was.
And that's where people kept hanging their hat on, was he's not your typical politician.
Yeah, but he's not your typical human
he's morally
being.
bankrupt. That matters.
Yeah.
But
he's morally bankrupt. I mean, you just
yeah.
you can't just say.
And these are our own personal opinions. These are not opinions of anybody but our own.
Yes. Because let me tell you, and this is the best way that I can put it. If a man lends me $100 today, and then $100 tomorrow, and then $100 the day after that, but then he call me the N-word and tell me I ain't shit, he's a bad person, and that matters to me.
Yeah.
Just because you did 3 or 4 good things, and then all of a sudden we see what you really like, that matters to me. You don't get to say that Hades is a shithole and just be like, oh, it's just Trump being Trump. No, he's morally bankrupt, and that matters. I don't care what he says about what he can do to make America better. I don't believe it because he's morally bankrupt.
Well, and
that matters to me.
And that's the thing that I keep wanting to ask people when they say, well, he's trying to make America great again. From which time?
Right.
When was America great?
When was it not great? Is the question.
Well, but
when has it not been great here lately?
Because you've been here this whole time and you in love with it.
But it's like what era are you talking about on Make America Great Again? Are you talking about the 50s? Are you talking about the 60s?
No, he's talking about that time that we mentioned in a previous episode, back in the 60s when the dude was taking all the money for himself and was keeping people and promising things for their votes, and then not going back on them and trying to put black people back into the oppression and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's what he's wanting to do.
Yeah.
That's why I said he wants to backtrack the United States all the way back to a time when, no offense to anybody, I love all races, but he wants to take it back to a time when the white man was that person.
And not just any white man, like
him,
the rich white man,
the rich, the rich,
like,
and powerful,
and that's just how
because half of his cabinet don't feel like women should have power, but you got a lady that's in the confirmation hearing.
You have one, so you have Pamela Bondi for AG, and then you have Linda McMahon going for the Board of Education.
Yeah.
Linda McMahon. She was the one that kicked her son and her husband in the nuts on national TV, and slapped her daughter on national TV.
Good Lord.
Because they own the WWE.
It matters to me. It matters to me, and that you can't. And I mean, that's what we have to go by, is what you show us.
Yeah.
You don't get to just sweep that under the rug like it didn't exist. Because that's not how America's supposed to work. When you go for a job interview, that's why they pull up your criminal history, because your moral compass matters, your decision making matters, your discernment matters, your level of wisdom matters. Your discernment, when I say discernment, I mean your ability to choose between right and wrong. So how often did you use discernment to choose right over wrong? And that matters to me.
Yes.
And so you don't get to go to a job and say, yeah, I smoked crack on my last job 3 years ago, but I've changed now. They're gonna be like, nah, because what made you do that? You might go back to that.
Yeah.
Did you go to rehab and get? No, I just quit cold turkey. Next.
Well,
They're not buying it. You can't sell that.
It's the same reason why they'll, like, some companies for like certain positions, they'll run a credit check on you to see if you're in like debt or if you're in low money problems.
If you're a good money manager.
And so that way, well, not even that. So that way they don't have a fear of you getting bought out by a company that they're trying to compete against.
Yeah.
But just even something as simple as trying to rent an apartment. They run credit checks because they want to. If you got bad credit, you know, it looks like that you're bad with money, and it looks like you're gonna be able to pay your rent.
Yeah.
You know, so like I said, who you are matters. What choices you've made matters. All of that matters. So why does this not matter for this man and the cabinet that he's putting together? It doesn't make sense to me. So I don't care. Stop telling me what he's done for black people, because I'm going to slap you in the mouth the next time I hear that shit. I don't care.
Preach.
I don't care, man. I don't care what he's done for me or my people. It doesn't matter to me because him giving me $200 don't mean shit when he's telling my brother or sister that calling a nigga behind their back. I don't care. That's all I'm going to say about that.
And my thing is, it don't mean nothing to me when you are sending people that aren't my brother and sister that are in this country and doing the right thing, when you don't have respect for them. If you can't have respect for the person right next to you, I don't have nothing for you.
And that matters.
I respect everybody.
Exactly.
And I implore everyone that's listening to this podcast and in the world, when this goes down, when stuff starts to shake up and you're starting to see people trying to sway you this way and that way, keep your humanity. Keep the respect you have for other people and them being people.
Say that.
Don't go back and follow the leader that is steering you in the wrong direction. Like, still have that respect, that kindness, that care, that love for humanity.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the people that are going into office, they don't. They have that for themselves.
Right.
And then people spewing off all this like nonsense, just whatever come off the top of their head, just like they ain't never been hit in the mouth before. Right. Instead of just saying thank you and be on about your way.
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean? Like, everybody's got to have an opinion about something.
Right. And
coming from the people that have a podcast.
And you don't know what kind of day the next man has had.
Yeah.
So you get on out there and think you got a voice, or you can voice your opinion into somebody's face and see what don't happen.
Everybody in this world has the right to live their lives the way they see fit. Mm-hmm. Has the right to control what they do with their bodies.
Right.
Has the right to control who they speak to, how they dress, how they appear, how they look, or what they do in this world. Nobody else. Nobody else. Mm-hmm. And with that being said, we will be back in just a second with some lighter topics. So stay tuned.
Yeah. All right, welcome back, y'all. So we're gonna jump into the sports corner here.
Come on, sports corner.
Yeah.
We're gonna take it off to the sports junkies here.
Yes.
So,
yep.
So we had some good games.
Okay.
Going in the UK front. So we had Mississippi State on Saturday, which we ended up winning by 5.
They were ranked 14th. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, they was ranked 14th. But right now, at this point, I'm not really even looking at the other teams' rank, because it just one of those. Like, even Clemson wasn't even ranked and they still got us. So right now, I'm just kind of like, all right, what are y'all gonna do? I'm just taking it game by game. What are y'all gonna do? What are you gonna improve?
Right.
The one thing about the Mississippi State game that I seen was they still had problems kind of depicting where they're gonna run off on the picks.
Mm-hmm.
I still feel like that they struggle to get Barea a shot, man.
Yeah,
they've got to they've got to create plays for him.
Yeah,
he's I don't know. I mean, it's inconsistent. But back to the ranking thing. The reason why I say that is it matters because if we, they look at tier 1 wins when it comes to the seeding for the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, it does.
It does matter.
Yeah, the ranking does matter. It really does, especially like when if you get beat by a team that is lower than your rank, then you're gonna get bumped down.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt you.
Yeah, if you beat a team that's ranked higher than you, then you're gonna go up.
And then if Clemson is ranked now, then that loss doesn't look as bad as it did back then when they weren't ranked.
Right.
Because they turn out to be better than they were given credit for.
Yeah. But really, until it starts getting down to like March Madness, I kind of take away from the ranks. I still look at them. Don't get me wrong, because I like to see where we're ranked at. I like to see where we're heading to and where we're going. You know what I mean?
I'm counting it. I'm counting it all. At the Calipari, I'm counting everything. I'm counting it, man. I'm counting it.
Yeah.
If they rank, I'm counting it because at this point, when Calipari was our coach, at this point, we were like 16. We would be out of the top 25. We're trying to work our way back in. So I'm counting all of that.
Arkansas is 0-4 in conference play right now.
We're gonna get to that too. I'm letting you get your shine.
Yeah.
On,
so,
but
it was an all around good game. We was 55% of the field. So we was hitting a little above half of our shots.
Okay.
Our free throws, it was 50. It was 57. So it was
terrible.
It is terrible for free throws.
It's terrible.
You kind of want to be up in the 80%.
Because it's gonna matter when you got them close games.
Yeah, and basically that's what it was because it was 95 to 90. So we only won by 5 points.
We were lucky to knock our threes in the second half. We went to work. Oh, and that three that we hit right before halftime.
Yeah.
They gave us the lead. We fought to take the lead right before halftime, and Butler hit that. Yeah, and so we kept rolling from there.
Yeah, and it was an away game.
Yeah. Oh, it was hostile. It was hostile. Mississippi State's always hostile.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, they got the cowbells that they're not allowed to take anywhere else. Like Rupp Arena banned Mississippi State fans bringing the cowbells.
Yeah, it's hostile. And the referees, I don't know what the flopping has just trickled into college basketball so horribly. These guys just Poole Williams, he can't catch a break, man. He was bumping a player. He's being physical like they are with him. And they falling all over the place talking about NEM, Toto. There's no place like home. They acting like they in a tornado.
Yeah,
like God. Yeah. And he's getting calls for that, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
But not on the UK. I've seen it in other games. But go ahead, man. What was the other game?
Then we had Texas A&M on Tuesday.
Ranked 11th. I'm gonna put it out there. I'm putting it out there. They were ranked 11th.
And at the time we was ranked number 8. We're ranked number 8 now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking that we should probably be ranked back up when the rankings come out Monday. We should be back to number 6 where we was when we played Mississippi State.
Okay.
At least that's my thought on how.
Florida lost and Alabama lost.
Yeah, so
and they were ranked higher than us.
Yeah,
so Tennessee was number 1. They took an L. They won't drop far. They who beat them? Florida over the weekend. Oh my!
Yeah, I think so. So
they went to after we beat Florida. Florida came back and
then they turned around and beat Alabama Tuesday. So yeah. But that's what a win will do. Like when you win against a team that's ranked higher than you, or you get that one win.
Who beat Alabama?
Huh?
Who beat Alabama?
I think Florida did Tuesday.
No, Florida lost to Alabama. Alabama lost. The same night that UK played, they lost. But Alabama lost, and Florida lost to like Missouri. Missouri got up on them early. I watched that game.
Oh, okay.
Missouri.
I watched a little bit of the Missouri game.
Got up on them early. That's who beat Florida, and then Ole Miss beat Alabama. Ole Miss is 21. They're in fact Ole Miss is the only. Ole Miss and Auburn are the only 2 undefeated in the SEC, I believe. Yeah, in the SEC, those are only 2 teams undefeated right now.
Yeah.
In the SEC, Auburn
and so, but we came back and we beat we beat Texas A&M. I thought it was gonna be a close game at first, but then we started running away with it like we do.
They started playing with Sal.
Yeah, Perry came out and hit some shots, and some of these players, that's what they're gonna be when it's time we're in need them. They're gonna show up. Yeah, I have a feeling for that.
He needs to make shots because he's a defensive liability, but he's got heart.
Yeah,
the Perry who he's talking about. He's a former Kentucky Mr. Basketball. He scored 5,000 points in high school.
Yeah. Oh gosh,
yeah,
that's what's up.
He lit it up. So
they didn't get him out there all the time.
Yeah. And see, if number one, Calipari would have never recruited him, and number two, he would never see the floor.
Yeah,
he would
never see Calipari, and that's the thing that I don't like about Calipari. That I didn't like about Calipari was he didn't play the hometown boys.
He just put him on the team for face.
Yeah,
give him a scholarship and let him be the cheerleader.
There was no reason for Reed Shepherd to be coming off the bench at the time for how he was playing with Wagner starting. There was no reason for that.
Yeah,
either Rob Dillingham or Shepherd should have been starting over Wagner.
Right.
But that was one of Calipari's top picks.
Facts.
So he was giving him.
Remember, he coached DJ's dad.
Yeah.
He coached Dewan Wagner. He coached him in college he coached him in Memphis. He coached Dewan in Memphis.
So.
And then that granddaddy Milt is Milt Wagner. Milt Wagner won a title with Louisville. With the Louisville Cardinals. DJ's granddaddy Milt. Milt was all right. He played in the pros, but yeah. Anyway, Cal got his favorites. That's what we basically saying.
But the thing I like
his favorites ain't helping him right now.
And the thing about Pope, and the thing about Pope is he's looking for the players that want to play for the name on the front of the jersey, not the back. And what better people to get to play for the front of the jersey is people that grew up here.
Yes,
right.
Say that.
We love that.
You want the Kentucky boys because, like
Come
I said,
on, culture.
Like I said, when I was going to school, when I was playing for school, like my dream, like okay, like other kids, they was trying to go, they was dreaming about the NBA. Mm-hmm. My dream was to play for Kentucky. Mm-hmm. That was my dream.
Well, of course, when you ain't good enough to make the NBA. I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh. Oh, well, you can't. Okay, you can't. We see you doing your thing.
But I mean, it wasn't even about it being good for the NBA or not. That's what I grew up was being a Kentucky fan.
Yeah, man, that's what's up.
I watched Kentucky basketball ever since I was 5 years old.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Yeah. And so, even watching the NBA, like Jordan's my GOAT. Chicago Bulls will always be my team, even though they ain't doing that now. And I don't really have a favorite team in the NBA now, so I really don't watch the NBA like I used to, like when I was growing up.
Has changed,
and that's another thing. The game has changed. There's too many flopping. The
refereeing is
the
hard.
game of quality went down.
Yeah, I mean they carry the ball. You can't defend. How can you defend when a guy can turn the ball all the way over? The gather step is just horrible.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
And so. But the one thing I will always say, no matter what the ups and downs, I will always be a Wildcat fan.
Big Blue.
Like no matter what. I will be mad I'll be mad at the loss at the time, but then I'll be like, you know what?
He even got a UK blanket sitting next to him, y'all. Period.
Hey, I'm telling you.
That throw be throwing too.
All day.
Yeah.
To be the best, you got to beat the best. That's all I'm saying about that.
And with that being said, we will be back in just a second with some entertainment talk, y'all. And y'all don't want to miss it.
CATS.
Cats. All right, y'all. So welcome back, and let's dive into some entertainment news.
All right.
We're going to start off with Queen Bee herself. She had a release of something. She had an announcement to bring on the 14th, and I am saddened to say that she postponed it, but not for the reason that you would think. So I'm kind of like, okay, I understand. She postponed her announcement due to the wildfires in California. So I'm assuming that her announcement has to do something with something going on in California, or she just didn't want to shine her spotlight on herself and just kind of like wait until that situation is
Who's the
under
queen bee?
control. Beyonce.
Okay, just making
Of
sure.
course. Yeah,
Just make
there's
sure. I've heard
nobody
so many
else.
queen bees in the
We are
industry.
not talking about
I can't keep
Brenda.
up with them. Buzz, buzz over here. Buzz
We are
over
not
there.
talking about Big Brenda.
Here be everywhere be.
And on the other side of the spectrum, we got a little bit of Diddy news, which is not really Diddy, but somebody that is in that situation as far as Diddy goes.
What did Diddler do now?
It is not who? Diddler. No. It's not the Diddler. But Wendy Williams did come out and say that she's not surprised and she's happy that he's arrested and he's going away for life because she knew a lot of things that he was doing back in the day, and he got her fired from her podcast or radio show that she had back in the day.
She got dementia or something?
Huh?
Don't she have dementia or something?
No, Miss Wendy is sharper than a tack. I think she did that because Diddy had his thumb on her.
Mm-hmm.
She was scared for her life with the stuff she knew about Diddy, so she had to play off like, "Oh no, I'm going insane." But Miss Honey was in that interview. She was stronger than that. She was throwing them halos back at him, and she like
Secret come up missing.
she needed to be in that purple seat again.
And that's what I said about Jaguar
She need her
Wright
show back.
Jaguar Wright and what's his name?
Jaguar's a little delulu. I ain't gonna
buddy,
I know
that he's the other one delusional.
His bodyguard.
No, the kid that played in
Orlando.
That's Over. Yeah,
Orlando Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like people don't understand.
Williams,
Like they're playing characters. They're saying all these crazy things, but they're sprinkling a little truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what took
It's
me out?
embellished a little bit. That's all.
Yeah. So what took me out over this news was this is about Justin Bieber.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so you know how Justin Bieber went to Flava camp at Diddy's, right? Mm-hmm. And who sent him there? Usher.
Yep.
And there was a whole slew of people in that entourage of people. Mm-hmm. Well, why did Justin Bieber unfollow them all? Even the person that founded him, Usher.
Mm-hmm.
He unfollowed them all on social media.
He's been staying quiet because he know what he saw and he know what they did to him.
No.
Yeah.
He did something to that
My
man.
thing is, he had to explain why he did that to somebody, and I know it was his wife. So she knows everything.
Man.
She's got to know everything.
Yeah.
So everybody found that crazy that Justin Bieber had unfollowed Usher, who was his mentor, who founded him, who sent him to Diddy's house.
And a lot of people,
He got cussy and handed him over to Diddy.
Just like Usher's mama did the same thing.
And there's a lot of people that think that Usher should be in there right with him for what he did to Justin Bieber. But I mean, that's here and there. I'm not saying either way. Either way,
but he knew what was going on though, so he knew because there's stuff that he says he saw that he don't want to speak on.
Yeah.
I played the physio.
Yeah.
You know, all that old silly shit. Why would you do that to that man?
No.
To that young man?
Right.
Young man at the time. Why? And you knew how they got
for
there.
For fame, for his name, for the music, for the light, for the icon status.
Yeah. That and Usher went to
money's a powerful thing, as we're about to see.
Like Usher went to him at a young age too. So when you grow up
Usher
around that 15, becomes normal to
14, 15, Usher was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Justin was about the same age.
He did Usher's first album.
Yeah. So
which is actually a good album.
Yeah.
And I like his first album.
But when you grow up around those things, that becomes normal.
It becomes normal, very much so. But I'm so worried about just how many other celebrities are going to go into the downfall with this.
We'll find out.
Because I really want to see the list of the people that he unfollowed, because that'll tell you a lot about those people.
Yeah. So did the FBI, did they confiscate the videos in the house?
They got majority of the videos.
So the California fires can't save them. Save them. The wildfires can't save them. Like
there was some of the videos that, of course, it got sold on the dark web. So, but there was a lot.
It's on and popping.
There was a lot of the. They did recover a lot of the videos.
It's on and popping in 2025.
Oh my god,
that's a lot right there.
Things about the head.
That whole last list. Hold on, y'all, because we're looking at some breaking news.
That's a lot right there.
But yeah, there's a lot going down with Diddy, but it's not happening with Diddy. It's happening with the people that surrounded themselves with Diddy. It also has been brought out allegedly that Queen Bee was not mentioned in any of the documents.
Of
She is
course
not
not.
listed on it.
Of course not.
But her husband is.
Yeah.
Facts. And as far as his allegation, I haven't heard anything else about that on him. I don't think that he's going to go down that way, but I do think that there's going to be something that kind of cripples him a little bit.
There's going to be something that's going to tie everybody into this, and that's why they pulled.
That's why I want to see who all Justin Bieber unfollowed.
Well, and
I want to go and see if he unfollowed Jay-Z. If he unfollowed, who else he unfollowed?
Well,
but I don't know who he followed.
But that's the reason why they hit Diddy with the RICO case, because if they hit him with the RICO, then they can get everybody else that had any ties to the organization.
Wendy said he's gonna rot in her, and she's happy for it. She feel like a weight been lifted off her soul, and it has.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless you got people
good.
yes, and all the time.
all the time, guys.
All right. So that's all I have for entertainment. The entertainment corner. Since we're doing that. But
they'll be biting off my style.
to fall back into like the presidency and the things that happened during that. The ceasefire that happened with Hamas and Israel.
Yes.
Y'all had mentioned that.
Yes.
Do y'all know much about that?
So yes, it's gonna happen in 3 phases.
Okay.
The first phase is the Israel troops is supposed to back off of Gaza.
Okay.
And then they're gonna release some of the hostages.
Okay.
And then including women, the elderly, and children.
Okay.
Then phase 2.
Hell, at this point, all of them are wounded.
But they have to remain in a ceasefire at least for 6 weeks.
Okay, facts.
And then phase 2 is they release some more of the hostages, and then something else is supposed to happen, and then phase 3, they wasn't really clear on phase 3, but it's supposed to be kind of towards the end, as far as like keeping the ceasefire.
Lisa, will the end phase be in all the total hostages being released?
Yes.
It's
phase
supposed
2.
To be?
Well, phase 2 is supposed to mark the end of the last hostage supposed to be released.
Okay, good.
So,
good.
It's still going to take some time for all this to go down. But the thing is, and not to keep mentioning his name, but so Trump has already taken credit for it.
Of course.
But the thing that's making people mad, especially some of the Israelites and some of the Americans that have hostages, relatives that are hostages over there, was the deal that they agreed on was the Biden deal that Biden had back in March.
Okay.
So they've had this deal all this time.
Presented to them.
Just now to agree to it.
That, and I was just sitting here thinking that, like, so was this whole thing a ploy to make Joe Biden look bad to get Trump in office, so Israel could take over Gaza, and then so dude could do what he was doing to Ukraine,
and that's
all of that.
Yeah.
So, and that it's crazy. It's crazy.
It makes you wonder.
I'm happy. It's good news because the hostages are being released, so I'm happy about that. But it's crazy
it's
how
about
they're
the timing.
That's what I'm saying. It's crazy about the timing and who they're saying is responsible for this happening.
Oh, and phase 3 on the last of the hostages is the ones that died over there as hostages. They get sent back to their families.
Oh,
so that way they can be properly buried.
That's crazy. All right.
So,
well, I'm just happy that the hostages are being released.
Yeah. Yes,
that's
been a long time coming for that.
Yes, it's been over a year,
and it had there's people that had nothing to do with this conflict in there. You know what I mean? Right. So,
yeah, and it was kind of you was slowly sizzling away. In the news, what was going on. Just like,
it was becoming irrelevant, which it needed to stay relevant.
Yeah. And, they kept turning everybody's focus to the whole Diddy thing. Then it was the whole Trump thing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Now it's Elon Musk and all that bull.
Yeah.
Shnikes. But when we come back, we are going to get into Cha-Cha's Thought of the Week. We'll see you in just a second.
Yeah.
Before we get into Cha-Cha's final thoughts, Squid Games. I ain't finished it yet. But I promise you that I will this weekend. I'm off this weekend. But if y'all haven't seen Squid Game Season 1 or Season 2, it's on Netflix. Go check it out.
And even check out the challenge games that they have.
Yes, because they did have a season of the challenge. It's like actual... They let real people come and play the games. They don't really die, but they do simulate.
I'm about to check it out. I'm about to check.
Simulate
I've never watched it.
Yeah. It's good if you like blood and gore and stuff like that. Yeah.
And there's actually an interesting fact about one of the characters that I didn't know until a couple days ago. So we'll get into that.
We'll get into it next episode. We're gonna bring y'all the full scoop next episode. So with that being said, Cha-Cha, what's your thought of the week?
All right, America, listen up. Listen good. Listen good. For everything that you might think you are not, you are much more. Some days life can tear you apart, and some days can be the most fulfilling day that you've ever had. But just know that for every peak there will be a valley. For every high there will be a low. And it's those lows that may have you question your ability to succeed. But you may even question your very existence. You might get to a point in your life where you ask yourself, why was I even born? There are people in this world that will make you feel like you're nothing and will tear you down to the depths of your soul. But I'm here to tell you today that you are somebody, that you matter. I don't know your story and I don't know you, but I love each and every one of our listeners because America, you matter. God put you on this earth for a reason, and you just may have the wrong people around you that blurs your vision from seeing what that is. Right now, there is someone that has entered your life that has all the positive energy that you need, but you just couldn't see them. Believe in yourselves. Pick yourselves back up and first remove the negativity from your life and move in a way that you have never moved before. Don't throw in the towel. Just rearrange some things. Let some things go. Just give it all you've got because you are here for a reason and you do have a purpose.
All right, y'all. I'm your boy, JaVie. Here with my boys, D-Lo.
Yo.
And Cha-Cha.
Yo, Adrian! I did it!
Omega Green is off tonight, but that's our episode. See you later.
Peace.